Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Secretary of State, Mrs. Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the host of today's event is Nation Group Editor, Mr. Sudhichai Yoon, and Nation Channel Editor, Ms. Veena Rath Lauha Phakakul.
สวัสดีนะคะ สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีทุกท่านนะคะ Good morning, everyone. Of course, everyone has been waiting for this moment for so long, and both Kun Sudhichai and I feel really honored to be interviewing Secretary Clinton. Everyone has been here since 5 this morning.
Oh my.
Lining up, waiting for you. Everyone wants to hear you speak.
Thank you. Thank you. And this is such a wonderful opportunity in a beautiful setting, and I'm looking forward to our discussion. I'm sorry that you had to wait here since 5 a.m.
For your trip to Asia and to ASEAN, what's your key message to ASEAN? Because your predecessor, Condoleezza Rice, never gave much importance to this region.
Well, the key message is that President Obama and I are giving great importance to this region. We not only have longtime friends and allies like Thailand, but we believe that the entire region holds such promise and potential. And that is one of the reasons why I came to Asia for my very first trip, and why I am back within 6 months to come to Thailand and to go to ASEAN in Phuket, because we want a closer relationship, not only country to country, but regionally. There are a lot of issues that the United States and Thailand can't solve on our own. We have to deal with everything from pandemic disease to piracy, and we've got to have a really good alliance of people who are willing to cooperate. I believe strongly that the United States has to be involved in this region. We have to work together to solve problems. We have to demonstrate our commitment and our leadership, and that's the message that I wanted to send.
What would be the main difference between the Bush foreign policy and the Obama foreign policy, especially towards Asia?
Well, hopefully, the Obama administration will demonstrate that America is back and that we are pursuing our foreign policy in accordance with our values and our interests, as well as high standards. You know, it's important to me personally to recognize that there's been so much progress in many areas within Asia, and yet we think that there is so much more work to be done.
Yes.
And we want people of Asia, not just governments, but people, to know that the United States is in it for the long haul, that we have been friends with some countries like Thailand, and we are trying to broaden and deepen our relationship with other countries like China.
Right.
But that we are going to work hard to try to bring a sense of future possibility where we can have a more peaceful, prosperous, and progressive region. And I think that's all possible. I really do. I believe that there is a great commitment to kind of continuing to push forward in Asia. And yet, it's unclear exactly what the form of that will take.
Right.
So the more we work together in partnership, that we stand up for each other and stand up for our interests, I think the better we can see the future unfold.
So you're saying that you're refocusing Asia.
Yes.
What were the mistakes that the previous administration was doing towards Asia that you intend to correct?
Well, I don't want to go back to the past. You know, that's over. We
Just a little bit of the past.
Well, there was an important election that was held, and the American people made a very definite decision.
Right.
And of course, with President Obama, we have someone who has roots in Southeast Asia. You know, the time that he spent in Indonesia, which was very formative. So we'd rather stay focused on what we can do going forward. Every country has to constantly be asking itself, are we doing the best we can? Are we making the right decisions? And in our case, when we came into office, it became clear that many of our friends in Asia felt like we hadn't been paying attention, that we had been absent. I don't know if that was the feeling here, but we certainly have heard that communicated.
Right.
And the United States is uniquely geographically positioned. We are both an Atlantic and a Pacific power. And I don't think you can do one and not the other because our interests, our alliances, our partnerships span the globe. And we're not going to pretend or claim that we are the answer to every problem, but we want to be a constructive actor in dealing with the major problems that confront Asia.
What do you think is the biggest threat to peace in the region at this moment?
Well, the threat that I always worry about first and foremost is the proliferation of nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction. Obviously we're very concerned about North Korea and recent reports about perhaps their dealings with what we call Burma. And,
you refuse to call it Myanmar.
We do. We would like to see a democracy make decisions about the future of a country, and that hasn't yet come to pass. So we are very strongly in favor of putting pressure on that government, trying to make it clear that the future doesn't lie with those who would try to oppress their people and limit the opportunities to a very small ruling group. That is not in the interests of the people of Burma or people anywhere. So we worry about the transfer of nuclear technology and other dangerous
From North
weapons.
Korea, you mean?
We do, from North Korea, yes.
To Burma.
To Burma, yes.
So you're concerned about the closer ties between North Korea and Burma?
Yes, yes.
How serious is your
Well,
concern?
we're going to explore that in Phuket in talking to all the other foreign ministers who are there. We want to try to focus attention by countries that have a direct relationship or share a border, as Thailand does, so that there can be a united front against that ever happening. I'm not saying it is happening, but we want to be prepared to try to stand against it.
Right.
North Korea is the main focus of your talks this time. How serious is North Korea's threat to United States?
It's not a serious threat to the United States. At this time, its weapons capacity and technological progress is not a threat to us, but it is a threat to other of our allies if it continues, and it is a threat to further destabilization in East Asia, and particularly Northeast Asia.